Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carl. I'm a recovery coach here at CAP Recovery Center. This is our all recovery meeting for the day. Article I have here is the multiple pathways approach to addiction recovery. This article is by CoachValleyRecoveryCenter.com. So it's CoachValley.recovery.center.com. So let's hop right into it. When it comes to addiction recovery, it is essential to recognize that there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Each individual journey to recovery is unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. That's why the multiple pathways approach is gaining popularity in the field of addiction recovery. This approach acknowledges the complexity of addiction, embraces various methods to support individuals on their path to recovery. Yeah, I love the multiple pathways of recovery because what works for me might not work for you. So here at CAP Recovery Center and for me, we welcome all pathways to recovery. I think it's very important to find one pathway that can help you, but it definitely branches off. Like since I've been in recovery, I do go to a 12-step fellowship. I go to church. I have a therapist. At one time I had grief counseling. So there's multiple pathways to recovery, and as long as you find something that works for you is very important. We'll go to understanding addiction as a complex issue. Addiction is a complex issue that goes beyond the physical dependence on a substance. It encompasses various factors, including biological, psychological, and social elements. People may turn to substance as a way to cope with trauma, stress, or underlying mental health conditions. To address addiction effectively, it's crucial to understand and address these underlying factors. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So there's some, like it talks about trauma, stress. Giovanni, what's going on, my brother? Good, man. So the article I have here, this is the all recovery meeting, and it's the multiple pathways approach to addiction recovery. So a little bit of like, we have to find out our pathways of recovery, and what works for me might not work for you, but we have to find out what does work for us. And it talks about being biological. These are some of the factors of trauma, stress, being product of your environment, stuff like that. We have to find out why we are relying on substance and why we use drugs and alcohol in the first place. And there's many factors. And what recovery taught me is finding out why I use and why I keep on using, actually. You know what I mean? So it's not using it and keep on using it is two different things. We can be kids growing up. We, dibble and dabble. There's a partying phase and stuff like that. But it goes deeper into why do I keep on using? Am I like suffering from trauma, or my anxiety, stress, depression, and you lose yourself in addiction. And I didn't have no coping skills. So the way I would cope is using drugs and alcohol. It's like we think it's the easy solution, but it's really a temporary fix. So we really have to actually get the drugs and alcohol out of our system to begin to like really approach our problems in a healthy way. We'll go to the next one. Embracing a holistic approach to recovery. To provide comprehensive care, addiction recovery programs are increasingly adopted a holistic approach. This approach recognizes that recovery involves more than just abstaining from substance. It involves addressing the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. By integrating a range of therapies and treatments, including holistic approaches, family involvement, medication-assisted treatment, trauma-informed care, and non-traditional methods, individuals can receive personalized care that meets their unique needs. Yeah, so there's talks about some of the approaches, medication, therapy, it talks about the mind, body, and spirit. So there's just not just putting down the drugs and alcohol. That's the main thing. That's the first step is putting drugs and alcohol down, but there's a lot more to it, and that's what I'm in early recovery. Like that was still is the main purpose, but it was more then is like I have to put the drugs and alcohol down. But now I have to take care of my mind, my body, and spirit with other things in recovery. It's very important. It's the only way I can stay clean sober is by taking care of my mind, body, and spirit. My mind, I like I said earlier, therapy, it can be counseling, talking with a sponsor, mentor, a pastor, stuff like that to get your mind right. And
with your mind, you can't be thinking about like alcohol and drugs.
yeah. And we're as addicts, we think about these things. They just don't go away. Like because I put the drugs and alcohol down and I'm in recovery, I still have thoughts of using. I have drug dreams, stuff like that, triggers, but we have somebody to talk to. I have healthy coping skills today. I can pick up the phone and ask for help. I'm not picking up the phone and asking you always for money or can I get from you, there's a lot of things that you can do in recovery that will benefit you in the long run, man. My aim in recovery is like freedom, freedom from active addiction and freedom from self. I have to get out of my own way. And the best way to do that is doing work with yourself, find out what makes you tick, what things that make me angry, frustrated. Do I have any resentments? Things like that, man, can keep us sick and we have to address it, but I can't address it alone. Like I can't, go over the resentments and working on myself alone. I used to get high with myself. So that makes any sense. It's like, I have to get out of myself and like talk to other recovering addicts, man, and broaden my perspective of why I did what I did, Let's go to introducing mindfulness-based addiction recovery. One effective modality within the multiple pathways approach is mindfulness-based addiction recovery. Mindfulness in the practice of bringing one's attention to the present moment without judgment involves cultivating awareness and acceptance of one's thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensation. This practice can be a powerful tool in addiction recovery as it helps individuals develop a greater understanding of their cravings, triggers, and patterns of behavior. We're just talking about that, cravings, behaviors, triggers, and stuff like that. So we have to be more understanding and we gain that through recovery is more understanding and more awareness. Like when you're locked and loaded in active addiction, man, our perception and our thoughts is so clouded. We're thinking about ourselves. We don't think about others. It's about the daily grind, what I can get, so we can get lost in self. We're very selfish and self-centered people. I was, so I have to break that. I have to break that behavior of being selfish. By incorporating mindfulness into addiction recovery programs, individuals can cultivate skills to manage stress, regulate emotions, and make conscious choices. Mindfulness-based interventions, such as mindfulness-based relapse prevention, mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, and mindfulness-based stress reduction, provide individuals with practical tools and techniques to support their journey towards lasting recovery. That's another aim that long-lasting recovery. I don't want to be a temporary fix. What that means to me is like come into recovery and do some things and then go back out. I'm looking at lifelong process of recovery. It talks about practical tools and techniques that we got to do for our journey of recovery. And you find that through yourself. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Like it's sad to say, it's like I see people come into recovery and like they don't hold on. They don't take the time. It just doesn't happen overnight. We come in with so much baggage and we got a lot of stuff going on, court stuff, fines, family members, bridges have been burnt. Like there's a lot of things that we come into recovery with. right? And we can't hold on long enough to like see the other side of things. You know, it happens. Some things happen quicker for you than they would happen quicker for me. You know, so it's just like day by day, focus on today, focus on the moment, and get through today. We'll worry about the other stuff tomorrow. If it comes, we don't know if tomorrow will come.
Yeah.
You know, so like one day at a time, we can amend these relationships. We can pay off these fines. We can get our license back in these houses. Listen, since I've been in recovery, I didn't have anything. You know, I was like bankrupt of money and spiritually. That was the main thing. I was spiritually bankrupt. I didn't have nothing. You know, since I've been in recovery and doing the right next thing each day, I've gained a whole lot of stuff. You know, I'm not just talking about material stuff. I'm talking about the inner peace and freedom from active addiction, and like the desire been lifted from me to like use drugs and alcohol. You know, so as just for today, but you know, since I've been in recovery, almost coming up on 6 years, like I have a good life. You know, let's go to, let's see here, the power of mindfulness. In the realm of addiction, recovery mindfulness has emerged as a powerful tool for individuals seeking lasting transformation. By cultivating a state of present moment awareness, mindfulness offers a pathway to healing and recovery. Let's explore what mindfulness is, the benefits it brings in addiction recovery, and how it supports lasting transformation. I like how it talks about transformation. You know, that's what we do in recovery is transform into something better, you know. And one thing I didn't know I didn't know I had good qualities about myself. I really didn't. Like everything I'd done was negative. It was, you know, selfish, and I was causing pain and harm to others, and me doing that weighed on me. And sure, if you do bad things, right, you're not going to feel too good about it. You're not going to feel too good about yourself. So I drove myself deeper and deeper in addiction. And like I didn't know I was like a hard worker, right? I didn't know I was a reliable, accountable, productive member of society, right? I didn't have none of these characters. You know, I was, you know, so wrapped up in self that I thought I was a lost cause, you know. But since I've been in recovery, like some of the things came natural to me, right? But a lot of things recovery has taught me, you know, how to be a productive member of society and how to grow up in recovery and like take responsibility for my own actions, you know. It says, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness refers to a practice of internationally bringing one's attention to the present moment and experiencing it without judgment or attachment. It involves being fully present, aware of one's thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surroundings. Environment mindfulness encourages individuals to observe their experiences with curiosity and acceptance, rather than reacting impulsively or being consumed by past regrets of future worries. Yeah, I guess mindfulness is like the focus on and awareness of being today, being in the moment. You know, the past is the past. We always can visit it, but don't stay stuck there. You know, if you stay stuck in the past, you can't move forward. You know, I've learned to, you know, accept what I've done. You know, focus on my part in things in life. What I did in life. I can't focus on what happened to me, right? I mean, I can, like I said, I can think about it. I don't stay in that. You know, I don't let that be a barrier to my recovery to move forward in life. You know, that's what process of recovery is, to rebuild your life and like let go of things that happened in the past. You know, you have to heal and deal with what happened, right, and what you did. Surrender and accept. You know, and hopefully get with a higher power and get right and move forward. And you know, it's always good to, like, you know, they say don't focus on the future. I look at it as like goals, right? We can set goals for ourselves. We can want good things in life, but I can't project like and stay in the future and say I'm going to do this, do that, and then let it consume me. And then what am I doing in the moment? No, I'm not focused on my relationships. I'm not focused on myself. If I'm always stuck in the past and the future, I'm screwing over what I'm doing today. So it's very important to practice, mindfulness, and not just for yourself but for others. So we'll go to benefits of mindfulness in addiction recovery. In addiction recovery, the practice of mindfulness offers numerous benefits. It serves as a powerful tool for individuals to develop greater self-awareness, emotional regulation, and coping skills. Here are some key benefits of mindfulness in addiction recovery. To reduce cravings and relapse risk. Mindfulness practice allows individuals to become more aware of their cravings and addictive patterns. By observing these cravings without judgment, individuals can choose to respond to them in healthier ways, reducing the risk of relapse. Yeah, one of the things that we can do is call somebody, call another recovering addict, that people that understand this. We're not subjective of having cravings since we get in recovery. It's like, addiction is a part of us, right? We do have cravings, and we have drug dreams, and certain places, people, and things can set off triggers and thoughts, right? So we know that comes, right? So what do we do about it? Well, I used to do about it is use, but we can't do that today, right? So we call somebody, we can pray, we can meditate, we can take time out for ourselves and really gather our thoughts and take a breath and figure out well, I know emotions and feelings come and go. They don't last forever. That's another thing that I learned in recovery. Things come and go. They don't stay, right? So it's like addressing it. All right, well, I'm craving, right? So it's like, all right, so I'm gonna call somebody. Simple as that. Somebody will help you, support you, and talk you down. I had that many times in my recovery. Not even just the cravings. Things happen in life. Things happen in life for everybody. It's like I don't feel good. I'm angry, or I'm frustrated, or I'm feeling this way. And calling somebody that understands you. That's the key for me. Is when I got in recovery, is the people are just like me and understand me. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel comfortable. I feel a part of. I don't feel alone. I don't feel isolated. It's very important to reach out when things arise like that. Let's go to, improved emotional regulation. Mindfulness helps individuals develop the ability to observe and acknowledge their emotions without being overwhelmed by them. By cultivating this awareness, individuals can respond to challenges, emotions in a more constructive and adaptive manner, reducing the reliance on substance as coping mechanisms. Yeah, so that's one of the coping mechanisms. All right, using drugs and alcohol is one of the things that we used to do for everything. It didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter what emotion or feeling. We just wanted to get high and use. There's different routes to healthy coping skills, and we learn that all through recovery. But we need help. I can't do this alone. That's what I try to do for the longest, is do things on my own. And doing things on my own got me more pain and suffering, more years of active addiction. So I had to do something different this time. Enhanced stress management. Mindfulness practice equips individuals with tools to manage stress more effectively. By staying present and non-judgmentally observe their thoughts and reactions to stressors, individuals can develop healthier ways to respond and reduce the likelihood of turning to substance for relief. Yeah, turn to substance for relief. You'll hear that over and over again, because that's one of the things that we used to do. Everything was based around drugs and alcohol. If I'm sick today, I want to use. This happens, use. This happens, use. So it's like, and you know what? Sometimes there wasn't a reason to use. It's because I wanted to use. So stress, anxiety, depression, that stuff. There's other ways that we can cope with this instead of using drugs and alcohol. Touched on therapy, counseling. Sometimes medications are needed. I always felt like I had to have some type of substance or some type of narcotic. That was my solution for everything. And it's really not. I just made that illusion up in my head. You know, it says increased self comparison. Mindfulness encourages individuals to cultivate self comparison and non judgmental self acceptance. This fosters a sense of kindness and understanding towards oneself, promoting a healthier self image and reducing feelings of shame or guilt associated with addiction. Yeah, so we have to build ourselves up because I broke myself down for so long. I was the one doing put myself deeper and deeper in addiction. Ultimately it was my fault. Yeah, things happen to me, right? Things do happen in life to everybody. It doesn't mean I had to do what I had to do, you know. So building yourself up is a good way to have long lasting recovery. It's like I know I'm not that person anymore. I'm a lot better than I've ever been in my life. But first and foremost, I had to put drugs and alcohol down. That's the first step. And I don't it says increase self comparison. Like I take it as like I don't compare myself to others today. And I could have did an active addiction. Well, they got this and this, that, and they're living life, and that just drove me deeper in addiction. A lot of things just drove me deeper in addiction. But like I'm a good person today. I have self worth. I have a lot of things. I'm like a hardworking. I'm reliable, I'm accountable, I'm trustworthy. So this stuff that makes me a good person, and that builds my self esteem, and that makes me feel like I'm a productive member of society, taking responsibility for my own actions today. Improved focus and consideration regularly. Mindfulness practice helps individuals enhance their focus and consideration abilities. This can be practically beneficial during addiction recovery as individuals learn to redirect their attention away from cravings and negative thought patterns, focusing instead on their recovery goals. I like that. So when cravings come, negative thoughts, focus on some of the goals that you want in life. Because we focus on negative thoughts and the anger and the frustration, the stress, and anxiety. Like I said earlier, yeah, it comes and goes, but we don't have to stay stuck. We have a choice today. We can stay miserable, or we can like let emotions and feelings come and go. Misery is optional. We can. The little simplest things I learned in recovery is like simplest sayings, right? But it's like wow, it's like I can restart my day all over again at any given time. If I'm having a bad day, something's going on, I can restart that. So that's like mind blowing to me. It's like I can start my day all over again. Like, all right, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's all about your mindset. You have to change your mindset.
Something you just need to sleep.
Yeah, rest. We talked about it earlier. Mind, body, and spirit. We have to take care of ourselves. That's another thing we do. You have to do in recovery is self care. That's big. Take care of yourself. Get sleep. Eat better. Exercise. Stuff like that. I have to start doing more. Because if you don't feel good physically, you mentally don't feel good. You know what I mean? So if you feel good physically, you can
Get to your mind.
Yeah. Yep. So it's better to it's recovery about getting a better perspective, improving your mindset. It's worth it. You guys are worth it. We're all worth it. You know what I mean? We want to live. We only have one life. We got to think about that. We only have one, right? There's no do-overs. You know what I mean? There's no do-overs. And another thing that I'm working on, we have to watch what we say. How do I react with people? How do I say things? You know what I mean? Because like people remember that sometimes saying stuff and hurting people, right, can be worse than physically hurting
Yeah,
somebody.
definitely.
You can get over that quicker than somebody saying some stuff.
Yeah, they'll remember it.
Do you agree? You know what I mean? Sometimes I'd rather get hit than some of the things they say to me.
Yeah, because I've had dealt with people like that. Like people, I remember this and I remember that. You saying this and that, whatever.
Yeah. Yep. They'll hold on to that longer than anything else, man.
Yeah,
So we have to watch how we conduct ourselves today. Like it takes time. It takes work to change ourselves. Think about it. We're years and years of using drugs and alcohol and causing chaos and all that stuff. It takes time and practice and hard work to like rebuild ourselves. But it does happen. It takes time. It takes time. So I don't think we're stopped there. And yeah, this is a good article. I'm gonna have to hold on to this, man. The multiple pathways approach to addiction recovery, and all pathways are welcomed. I always say, what works for you, and you have a great life, and you're spiritually refreshed, and you're living good. Hey, I'm for it. I don't judge on nobody the pathway they choose, but you have to find something. Um, so that was our all recovery meeting for the day. As multiple pathways approach to addiction recovery. My name is Carl. I'm a recovery coach here at Capital Recovery Center. You guys are more than welcome to always come in. Until next time, we'll see you later.